Carjackings, house robberies and murder have increased in Gauteng. The Provincial Police Commissioner has presented the latest stats to the Gauteng Legislature's Community Safety Committee. Reporter Nqobile Madlala was there and is joining us now live to tell us what has really come out and give us the latest. Nqobile, the criminal or the crime picture rather in Gauteng does not look good at all. On the back of the national stats, some people might say it's not surprising.
Well, not surprising indeed. In fact, very concerning to see that our murder rate is even at its 5-time high, which is why I want to bring in the Provincial Commissioner. Provincial Commissioner, very concerning picture that we are seeing. Why is our murder rate at 5-time high, and what are you going to do about it as the police?
Thank you very much for the opportunity once more. Yes, it is concerning for us, even though the overall crime, it went down with 3.1%. Contact crime with 4.5%. But for the murder to go up, it's a concern because here we talk about human life. But what is the reasons for all those murders? We have observed that these murders are generated out of the multiple murder incidents. You find that one incident, it gives us 7 bodies. One incident, 5 bodies. So it doesn't mean that it's many incidents of murders, but one incident, it gives us many bodies. But that is not the reason for trying to justify. It still remains a concern. Where does these murders come from? We find that these murders, they come from the liquor outlet. We find that these murders, some are out of domestic violence. Some of these murders, out of the robberies and so forth. But let us look at those which it can be avoidable. Like of domestic violence, it can be avoidable. If people, they can begin to behave themselves, ensure that they have the better way of resolving their conflict, instead of resorting into conflict. We also have a challenge of mob justice. Even though it went down, the vigilantism, even though it went down, but 29 incidents of vigilantism is still a concern. But we have also checked in which areas are this vigilantism taking place. Mostly is those informal settlement whereby, the setup is not so good. Environmental design is not so good. So it is of a concern for us. It requires all of us as the government to can go into those places and try to can address the serious challenges on the ground.
And of course, we're looking at Alexandra. The sexual offences rising there despite the numbers showing a drop in the province altogether. What are you going to do to ensure that these communities are safe?
Whole of government approach again, like we did in Temba. We want all the activists, we want all the NGOs, we want the community at large to can assist each other so that we reduce those offences in Alexandra. But the environmental design of Alexandra, it remains a challenge. During the night when I do Kaimula operation, I find small kids playing in the street. They are playing there because there's no place where they can play. There's no amenities where the children they can go. So it's a problem. It requires all of us as government, all department, activists, NGOs, let us work together. Intensify our campaigns, and then we do our part. Surely we'll make a difference.
And let's talk about that difference. The kidnapping numbers also showing a rise. I mean, this is very concerning for many people and families as well. Are police failing then to cap or to stop kidnapping?
No, we are not failing. I want to explain to the communities where do we get all these kidnappings. 2 categories. We have a section whereby it's kidnapping for ransom. And then there, we do have a national team which is dealing with that. They've arrested a lot of people. We have managed to can release a lot of people who were held hostage, and then ransom money was demanded. But again, I also had a very good meeting with the representative of that sector of the community, whereby we have exchanged notes, tips, how are we going to deal with these issues moving forward. The second part of kidnappings here in Gauteng, it is associated with the carjackings. When a car is being hijacked and there is a person inside that vehicle, whether it's for 1 kilometer or for 1 meter, it will be registered as such. First charge, it will be hijacking. The second one, it will be kidnapping. So all these kidnappings you see, they are deriving from these carjackings, because of when the car is being hijacked, there is an individual inside the car. But the good news is that our highway patrol is doing extremely well in terms of recovering those stolen vehicles. They also arrest the perpetrators found driving those stolen vehicles, and some of the vehicles which have been abandoned, we do the DNA test and then we follow through of those people. But we are doing very well in terms of recovery, but we are worried about the trauma which is given to the people when the vehicle is hijacked and the individual is inside the car.
Rosettenville incident, PC, we are hearing that the suspect abandoning bail. But we're also hearing that the suspect has also been included in some of the robberies, allegedly. Why was he not in jail?
You know, let's allow investigation to can unfold. We are still going to arrest a lot of people. Believe you me, in those ones whom we have arrested, we have also getting more information in their telecommunication systems, their cell phones and so forth. We are also getting concrete information. Those vehicles which were recovered there, we also get a lot of information, which is still going to link a lot of people. You know, when my team went and do a follow-up with the success they've achieved on Wednesday there in Pumulong, out of that, they've also gathered a lot of information. You know, that person, he was giving us a lot of information. It means we are still going to arrest a lot of people. And as a result of that, yesterday night, the team went back there. They went into another room. They've arrested an individual. They found this individual with a lot of police uniform pieces. Ammunition recovered, one firearm recovered, and so I think we're making inroad. And the net is closing on all those who are still out there.
Thank you very much. Provincial Commissioner, speaking to us there about the stats that we are seeing. Quite a shocker there, Bradan. Murder also at its 5 years high in Johannesburg, as well as trio crimes, as well as kidnapping. But from what we are gathering, the Provincial Commissioner says they are making inroads in many areas, and we are hoping that this will decrease. But for now, the picture, of course, looks faint.
Thank you very much there, Nobile Madlala, speaking with the Provincial Police Commissioner about those latest crime stats for the province and what the police are doing about it.